Hey YouTube, how's it going? And the video that you've all been waiting for, how to set up a rent-to-rent business from scratch. Keeping well, and today we're going to be looking at how to set up a successful rent-to-rent business right from scratch. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm James Bennett, the property coach, and it's my mission to bring you up to speed on all things property investing. Now, if you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Now, you must have all heard about a little strategy called rent-to-rent. It's a very hot topic at the moment, and it's for a very good reason. The ability to locate properties and quickly start making a great monthly cash flow in a relatively short space of time, unlike any other property investing strategy out there. It's a great starting block for someone who is new to property, or for someone who doesn't have a massive deposit to get into property investing and wants to become a successful property investor. This strategy alone is making people rich on a daily basis. People are getting financially free in the matter of 6 to 8 months. Now, there's many success stories out there, what you've probably seen in the media and all over your social media channels. Now, today I'm going to let you into the secret of how to set up a rent-to-rent company from scratch. Now, don't let this all confuse you. For every one successful person at rent-to-rent, there are many what fall at the wayside. Now, it's like anything. If you wanted to be a professional golfer, you need to have the right attributes in order to go out there and be successful in your own field. And rent-to-rent is very similar. You need to have the right mindset and you need to have the right persona. You've got to be the right type of person. You also need the correct training, and you also need all the correct contracts in place in order to run rent-to-rent business successfully and legally. Now, before I start, you need to realise that it's not for everybody, okay? Rent-to-rent does not suit every single person. You need to be a highly motivated and persistent individual in order to undertake the rent-to-rent strategy. Because with rent-to-rent, you come against a lot of hurdles on a day-to-day basis. Now, these hurdles can be very simple things, from estate agents to landlords, just generally talking to them and getting them to accept the actual rent-to-rent philosophy and how it can benefit them. You also need to be a very confident person, because you've got to talk to these people. You've got to, on a daily basis, interact with estate agents and landlords over the phone and directly in person on a face-to-face level. So you've got to be persistent, because every day you're going to need to be stacking up deals. Then you're going to be coming up against these agents, the estate agents, who don't necessarily understand the rent-to-rent method, and you're going to have to constantly update people on exactly what sort of process and method that you're actually using. Because believe it or not, I know rent-to-rent is so popular, there are still estate agents out there what don't really know a lot about rent-to-rent and can be a little bit, touchy about getting involved with rent-to-rent. You also need to be highly motivated, as you're going to be repeatedly stacking up deals and analysing them to get past agents. You've also got to be out there and attending viewings. Now, you're going to need the confidence, like I said before, because you're going to be talking to multiple people on a daily basis. You need to be able to act professionally at all times. Even when you're coming up against a lot of no's, you might get a bit of rejection, you might get a few knockbacks. You need to be able to keep your head together. You need to be able to keep clear. That is why you need to be a confident person. Now, we do rent-to-rent packages and mentorship courses for various students, and we actually show them how to do the rent-to-rent method. but we have a very strict policy on who we actually take on to undertake the rent-to-rent mentorship packages. We only take on people who have got these 3 attributes. Otherwise, the strategy is not suited to them and we will not put them through the mentorship package in the first place. But if you think that you're one of these highly motivated, driven, confident people who can undertake the rent-to-rent strategy, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us, and we'd be more than happy to assist you on your journey. Now please drop your comments in the box below and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions relating to getting involved with rent-to-rent or just questions regarding property investing in general. Now, before I dive in, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go for a step-by-step guide on how to actually set up a rent-to-rent company. First thing you're going to need to do is choose a company name. Now, it's got to relate to your business. Don't be too fussy at this stage. Just pick a decent name for your property company. Keep it short and to the point. Step 1. Step 2, you're going to need a professional email account, and it also wants to match the company name what you've just chosen. It wouldn't hurt to get yourself a little logo done as well at this stage. Step 3, you're going to need to register the company. What you need to do in the UK to register a company is go to Companies House. Now, Companies House is a governing body. It's like it coincides alongside the HMRC, and what you do, you go onto Companies House, you'll register your company on there with your own personal details, address, etc. What you need to do then is enter in the correct SIC codes. Now, SIC codes are the way the HMRC categorise businesses, so they know what you're doing and know how to tax your business in the right way. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on exactly what SIC codes you need to use, etc., because this is only covered within our mentorship packages. So once you've completed all this, it's probably a good time to start letting people know what you're actually doing. Get the message out on your social medias. Start letting people know what you're doing. Drop it in your socials, on your Instagram, because you never know, you might be friends with an estate agent on there, and when you start saying you're going to be doing company let agreements, etc., could open a few opportunities for you. Now, step 4, you need to adhere to all the legislation. Now, there is a number of governing bodies what you need to go to, and you need to register your rent-to-rent business with them and yourself as a professional person in order to do rent-to-rent legally. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to go into this with too much detail because we only cover this in our mentorship packages, and we cover this in full and show you exactly what to do, where to go and how to do it. Now, you're also going to need another thing as well. So step 5, you're going to need public indemnity insurance in place, just in case you incur the landlord or the letting agents some expenses and they decide to try and sue you or take you to court, etc. So make sure you've got the public indemnity insurance in place. Step 6, more insurance. You're also going to need public liability insurance in place, just in case somebody has an accident in one of your properties what you're managing. And when you actually do take on a rent-to-rent deal, you also need to take out some contents insurance for the property as well, in case you have some of the stuff trashed in the property. So, all sound fun? That's the legal bit out the way. So the next step in the process is to go out there and actually start stacking up rent-to-rent deals. Once you have all that in place and it's all said and done, you can then start going out there and stacking up deals. So what I'm going to do in the next video, I'm going to show you how to locate gold mine areas. So we'll analyse individual areas to find out whether or not that area has got a good supply and demand in order to do rent-to-rent deals in. Then I'm going to show you how to actually analyse a rent-to-rent deal from scratch, and eventually move you forward and showing you how to actually secure a rent-to-rent deal. So that's the initial setup stage dealt with. You've registered, you're a compliant company, you're out there, you're going to start locating deals. Like I said, in the next video, I'm going to go a lot more into detail. I'm going to cover all of these in our next video. So please guys, if you like my content and you're interested in finding out more, please like and subscribe to my channel to help grow in this Facebook community. I've been James Bennett, the property coach, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. Catch up soon.